Hello, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita, and I am joined again by my co-host, Nick Barr. How you doing today, Nick?
I am doing good, Tony. One day away, baby.
Yep, one more day, and we got some Bulls basketball officially back in our lives. I'm excited. I know we got a couple days. Actually, it's tonight because this is today
Tonight.
is Wednesday, and we are excited for the Bulls to take on the Detroit Pistons. Not necessarily their toughest task, but it's kind of like Alabama warming up with an FCS school or a MAC school like Toledo or something to lead off the year. So before we get into all of that, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Stupid Car Tray.
Yes, we will. And if you want to enjoy Bulls games at home or even more on the road, head to stupidcartrade.com and use code J16, that's JAY16, to get 16% off at checkout. The link will be in the description. You can get that information below. Now let's talk Bulls. We got the opening game tomorrow. Tony, do you want me to I'm just going to steal it from you. Opening game tomorrow against the Pistons. We're still scraping, but we still want to talk Bulls. I know we went kind of more broad level season predictions last episode. So we want to talk a little bit more about the Pistons matchup tomorrow. I think the first thing, Tony, I kind of want to piggyback off of talking about the schedule. So we got this 4-game stretch here where we're playing the Pistons, and mind you, Cade Cunningham is out. He's been ruled out, ankle injury. I think we were, as basketball fans, looking forward to seeing him play, but as diehard Bulls fans first, we got to take what we can. And hopefully that helps us run it up on them, since he has the potential of being their, number one scorer. I think right now, probably turn towards Jeremy Grant to lead the team there. But this 4-game stretch here, this first 4 games, we got the Pistons twice, and I'm assuming Cade might be out for both of those games. I don't know for sure. And then we play the Pelicans and Raptors as well. Now, Raptors are struggling. Pelicans, that'll be a little bit of a revenge game. First home game for the Bulls too. So I'm hoping it's a pretty winnable stretch here. Start off hot. Hopefully get some steam going into November, because that's when the schedule picks up. We got games against the 76ers. We got games against the Nets. We'll talk about the 76ers in a little bit, because again, they are not looking so hot, but playing a couple of the best West Coast teams as well. So I think tomorrow obviously starts the journey, but I think more so starts hopefully us getting hot early so we can, roll into some steam. We got to gel together. Like Billy has been saying, it's only preseason. So we still he's like that. That's why we played all of our guys. So that plays to why we were 4-0 too, a little bit. We got to remember that. But Tony, what are you looking for in this first stretch here? I know I'm looking for 4 wins. What about you, my friend?
I'm absolutely looking for 4 wins. The biggest thing, though, if we're really gonna, be big J journalists here, is we want to see the boys play together. We want to see that chemistry. We've been talking about it in the preseason. That's what we've been excited for, because obviously we're excited when they drop 135 on the Cavaliers in the first preseason game. But at the same time, that was more about the no-look alley-oop passes, the fact that they are finding these guys below the rim and just kind of their defense, they're trusting each other to do their jobs. That's what it looks like, at least. So hopefully that wasn't just we're playing the Cavaliers who, they already have no one and it's preseason, so they're playing no one kind of thing. So I just kind of want to see them bring that into these first couple of games, get comfortable with each other. Like I said in the beginning, I know I joked that it's like, Alabama playing a smaller school, but it kind of is. The Pistons are still rebuilding. They're definitely at the bottom of their rebuild, and just have that good chemistry. They're still an NBA team. You gotta, you play your schedule, you play who you play. But I just want to see the boys just work on fitting together, get ready, because like you said, that tough November schedule comes up real fast. And that's where we're going to find out what the boys are capable of. But yeah, I really think the Bulls are going to blow them out. I think that's obvious. I don't know if it's obvious, but
I think we should mention the captain of our ship here, Billy Donovan, a little bit. I know I'm a big fan. I think we both are big Billy guys here on the pod, but I like how he's doing his coaching thing, right? He's calming the hype down, kind of going like this to the crowd, right? Quieting the crowd, because really, he's just trying to emphasize, like, he's doing what every coach should do. I do think Billy's a special guy, but this is probably not special response per se, but he's doing the right thing. Just kind of saying, like, that was preseason. Obviously, we should play well. I was playing my guys a lot because I want to see our stars. If we got a whole new starting five, we got to see them play together, no matter preseason or not. So I like that. I like Lonzo Ball's confidence. He's acting like he's like PJ Tucker, some weathered vet. When I think of a vet, I think of, grizzled face, tough nose, like hard nosed guy like PJ, trying, still making rosters on vet minimum. But Lonzo's talking about, oh, he's not nervous at all. He loves Chicago. He's not, loves the fans, everything. Nothing makes him nervous right now, which is funny just because it feels like he's still our little Lonzo Ball, that just got into the league. I know now LaMelo, he's got a younger sibling now in the league, and LiAngelo as well. But it's just funny hearing him talk like he's a vet. But that's exactly how I want my, point guard talking. So I'm cool with it. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And he's also, I think where he kind of gets that is, especially with the NBA, that rookie deal feels like it's so long sometimes, that 4 year, like a guy like Zion Williamson, who's been in the, he's technically still on his rookie deal. I already feel like Zion's been in the league for a few years at this point, where obviously he's in no way a veteran, but Lonzo's technically on his second deal. He kind of has, some trials and tribulations under his belt. So as much of it is as it is like I guess over exaggeration that he's a veteran and that he's, just kind of joking around with it, I do think he will bring some experience to a young Bulls roster, not just young, but also a team that he's the point guard of. He has to lead. I know it's Zach LaVine's team, but he is the captain out there, like on the, the quarterback on the court, if you want to use a football reference again. And I think that definitely will kind of help lead us to the promised land. The last thing I also wanted to say on the Pistons is it might be an interesting first game or first couple games against them, just because it is that first week of the season. These guys are going to come out, play 100% just because it's, oh, we're back, just excited to play. By the third, fourth time we play them, I mean, they'll be beaten down, and it'll just be a little stop on the way to wherever we're going next. So, and if you want, now we can kind of move on to, speaking of teams that are beaten down and just absolutely chaotic, some might say, maybe talk about a little trouble in Philly. Nick, you want to fill us in on what's going on there? Although you are on mute, so I don't know, that might make it difficult. However, Ben Simmons, he's the story of the day today. So now, Nick, if you'd like to fill us in on
Yeah, I decided not to put the dog in my lap. I decided to risk it, hope that no one's walking by. Turns out there was someone walking by, and the dog made that known. So my apologies. Yeah, so Ben Simmons, like you said, trouble in Philly continues. Now we got Ben Simmons suspended. He's got a sussy for conduct. So for some conduct issues. Now, I looked into this a little bit. Looks like Doc Rivers kind of just kicked him out of practice, said he wasn't really, he kept it vague. So again, good coaching move, good PR move, probably. It seems like he just didn't like how he was. He seemed to be kind of bringing the entire practice down. He was just kind of going through the motions, not really putting any heart into the drills, not really playing any defense. And it seems like he just asked him to leave, said, we're going to continue practice without you. And then I think after practice, that's when this kind of resulted in an actual suspension. And the biggest thing to point out, of course, we all love Joel Embiid when he gets in the media. I think he's one of the more entertaining guys in front of the camera. But in terms of chemistry, this might not be the best. And again, who knows if Ben Simmons is sticking around or not. But Embiid was asked about this encounter, if you will, with Ben at Doc at practice, and he said, "At this point, I don't care about that man," and proceeded to move right on from the question. So we got big time trouble in Philly. I don't want to say trouble in paradise because it hasn't been paradise. But this just reminds me, everything going on with the Sixers, everything going on with Kyrie and the Nets. Tony, I think we should take a second and clap it up for the Bulls having no COVID-19 issues. We made it through without any problems with protocol. testing results. So let's clap it up for our Bulls, keeping it clean. Very nice. Very nice.
Yep. Great job.
Do you have
Bulls.
any comments about? Yeah, great job, Bulls. Do you have any comments about Philly? I know you kind of already touched on it.
Yeah, I'll just kind of say in comparison, it does make me think about the Bulls because obviously we got Zach LaVine's contracts coming up at the end of this year, and he is good enough and he is important enough to this Bulls team. He could be, more outspoken in the media about it, kind of, more of a distraction to the team if he wanted to be. And honestly, he'd probably deserve it. He probably deserved his contract extension. Or he'd probably be in the right is what I meant to say. He does deserve that extension. He does deserve his money. But I just want to say, shout out to him for being a professional about it and putting the team first. And it's also great having a guy like DeMar who he basically reminds me of Kawhi Leonard in the fact that he will not start a problem. Basically, he just kind of
that's a good point.
I am now doing my media and I have answered your question and I am going, the Chicago weather is cold. I agree. And then I'm out of here. And I love that. That's fine. I would much rather have that than this whole Ben Simmons saga out in Philly. So again, shout out the Bulls for just, doing good.
Well, and like you said, I mean, DeMar, I remember seeing something. I mean, he's in the top 100 for all-time scorers in the NBA now or something like that. And in this day and age, to have that like caliber of talent and not a whole lot of drama like that we can recall over your career. And he's well into his career at this point, past his prime. So, you know what? I think I took that for granted. Not only does DeMar bring, obviously I'm loving what he's bringing to the table in terms of scoring, but temperament wise too, I think that's a great point. Good teammates. So not to kick Philly while they're down, but we can't help but praise, what we've heard so far about our own locker room, right? Got to take the good while we can.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. And speaking of talking about our own locker room and taking the praise while we can, I want to give a quick shout out to a commenter in the last video, Michael Cunningham. Sorry if you didn't want us to use your full name. Should have changed it then. But either way, shout out to you for making a very fair and valid point. And
very good point.
As we said, we were at the Bears-Packers game and got, little, what is it? Head over our skis or whatever. I don't know. But our brains were mush yesterday, as was probably noticeable by the fact that I couldn't do basic math. Trying to figure out the record. So he pointed out that Nick had the Bulls at 55-27, and fifth or sixth in the East, which that is just, I think, was it the Bucks or what? If you want to fill us in on that.
So the 76ers were third last year, and they had 51 wins. So that gives a little context. I think the Bucks got 60, so they were clearly first, but not a good look. Great correction by him. So based on our record predictions, that would put us at, Bulls maybe finishing like second or third. Now, in our defense, it could be different. He is basing this off of, like historical, like the past couple of year records. So, but a salient point, nevertheless, I'm going to say this. If we get 46 wins, man, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be like relatively happy, especially with a veteran presence. I think we might be okay. Like we could be that team to sneak away a few, like a little, maybe like beat a 3 seed or something in the playoffs. So I'll be happy with 46 at this point. I understand the criticism of that take, which makes total sense. 55 would be great. I also do think that they can reach 55. I'm definitely over on the Bulls when it comes to Vegas's prediction, but 46 and I'm happy, Tony.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I still think 50. I think they'll get to 50. Over 46, I'm happy. Over 500, honestly, if we're going to really get real serious about Chicago sports, I'm happy with over 500. I think the biggest thing with our prediction of the record and then where they were going to finish was we just at no point did we cross-reference that at all. We were just like 55 wins, of course. And I think I personally was just like, oh yeah, like the West, they always have teams, up there pushing 60. So maybe the East will be better this year, and then maybe we can come back to this and be completely right. But if the Bulls get 55 wins, the Bulls get 55 wins and end in fifth, I'll actually be a little upset. That'd be upsetting because they should be much higher. So,
Yeah.
shout out Michael. Thank you for listening the whole way, because I know that was at the end, and we definitely had some hiccups going to that point. So, shout out to you
Yeah.
for listening, and everyone else as well. So,
Yeah, I mean, really, right now, if you're listening, you're in a small minority. We appreciate you because we don't usually get people this far. So, Tony, let's talk a little what to watch for tomorrow, real quick. My biggest thing, obviously, Patrick Williams. It seems like he's a lock for starting at power forward. I'm interested to see how he's going to fit in from a scoring standpoint. Obviously, we got, he's got some new scoring threats to deal with on the team. Fortunate enough for him, but I think as a young guy looking to make his staple here, finish second team all rookie, I think he can make his bread and butter on the fast break. Lonzo's going to be pushing it. We see that. We know that's going to be there. So with a lot of these one-on-one, a lot of these guys that can score really well one-on-one, Vooch, DeMar, Levine, I'm interested to see how he fits in with Lonzo on the fast break, because that's where he can make his impact on here early when he's trying to gel with the new roster, I think. The other thing, who's going to back up Vooch? Obviously, Tony Bradley is kind of listed as the backup center right now, but I mean, when I say that, I really mean, is he actually going to show up kind of thing? Because we didn't get a lot of flavor for him in the preseason just with his injury. He was battling a lower back injury. So, I think a big defensive criticism is our length around the rim. I think I've been saying that at least twice every episode. So I'll be interested to see that. Tony mentioned Marko Simonovic, see if he gets in there. And then my last thing is really Derek Jones Jr. It seems to be that he's thought of pretty highly on the Bulls squad, coaching and players alike. So I'm interested to see if he can provide a spark. He obviously has the talent for it. Let's see if he delivers. One more thing, Tony. Lonzo Ball's shot. I've been talking about it. Now, this goes back before the episodes. I've been talking about this since we signed him. Actually, maybe even before, because he was doing his gym videos in the offseason. You got to post those. But his 3-point shot, I'll be interested to see how we shoot as, overall, 3-point wise as a team. But seeing how much of that will be Lonzo Ball will be interesting, because that shot is looking pretty, man. He went from an absolutely pitiful form to a beautiful, beautiful shot. So those are the 4 things I'm looking forward to being answered, hopefully in a good way, tonight when we play the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, I would love to see those things. That's a great point about Lonzo Ball. I totally forgot about that. He looked fine in the preseason, so I guess, we'll see. Maybe he'll just go back to his old habits. Hopefully not. I'll just hit on one. It's not, obviously we're all looking to see how Zach LaVine plays, obviously the big guys. But I do, after the preseason, Javonte Green piqued my interest where, of course, Patrick Williams is back. That was the guy he was filling in for, but he played really well. So I'm curious to see if Billy maybe kind of splits time with them closer to 50-50, just, make sure Patrick Williams is really ready, or even if it's just maybe Patrick Williams struggles a little bit early or whatever it is, just kind of work in Javonte Green even more. Kind of see that Billy has a lot of options with this roster. It's kind of like, if you listen to any of my White Sox stuff, Tony La Russa had a lot of options with his lineups. That's what the Bulls have, because they have, obviously, you got Alex Caruso as well off the bench. You have these other guys that can fill in to these positions. So the biggest one is going to be center, because that's what you can't put Ayo DeSumo there. So we will right. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm interested in Javonte Green. He caught my eye. I think that might be a guy we love down the stretch as like a role player. And he's gonna.
I could see it, man. I could see it.
Of the city. Nick, you
got
see any
best
other
number? No, best. He wears the best number on the floor, number 24. I support anyone wearing that number, man. Unless you're on the Pistons and you're playing in the game tonight. So go Bulls. See red. First game tonight. We will have Tony write a breakdown post game of the game this evening. So stay tuned for that. Take us out of here, my man.
Yep, we're doing episodes every night this week because we love the Bulls and because we also have nothing else to do. So with that, that'll do it for another episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. Thank you again to my co-host Nick Barr for joining us. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, Bulls fans, keep seeing red.